If you look at the first two mixtapes, right, and then you look at Cole first two mixtapes, and then you come to both their first albums, they both was like, cause Cole's first album was, I think, was better than Wale's, but Cole's second album though, Cole needed them last two albums he dropped. Like those last two was necessary, because I was like,
what are you saying? Right? You trying to say Born Center was not a good album?
Yes, I don't think the album was. It was Boring Center.
A lot of people like. A lot of people like that album.
I'll tell you what. That album's not bad. It's
How about
very
this?
melancholy.
I've never even heard that full album.
You tripping?
Never heard the full album.
Do you like music?
No, not.
Yo, welcome to BEERZ BARZ.
Your place for rapid fire hip hop discussion and of course great beer.
I'm Kamal Kiddo.
O to the Golden Child. Thank y'all for checking out not last week's, but the last episode.
Yeah, our last episode.
True. But we're gonna get right into our show. As you can see this week we have a guest sitting right here to my right, a fellow, SIU Saluki in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Saluki's in the building right now, even though I got on Tuskegee right now.
You tripping right now.
Bogus, man. I go by the name Darrell the Arkutec.
Okay, that's what's up. True. Today we're going to be talking about this here, you know what I'm saying? Book, Eyes Wide, Ears Wider, the thoughts of the night in. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into that though. Let's first talk about our beer. Can you talk about an experience you had?
Today we're drinking Deth's Tar. We got Deth by Plums. Café Deth, and then
there was another
we also have Deth's Tar.
Okay.
From Revolution Brewing. Shout out to Revolution.
This is a part of their release that happened.
They just released these Friday, as a matter of fact. So October 18th.
Yeah.
Which is this past Friday.
Yeah.
They had an event. They had a release.
Yeah.
I went out, checked them out. Positive vibes. These are 14-something point something percent.
These are pretty heavy.
So these are very heavy.
Yeah.
Stouts.
Yeah.
Which one you want to drink? Which one?
He's not. Are you?
Are you indulging?
Yeah.
I'll taste one.
Okay. All right. That's good.
I'll
Which one we drinking?
Let's do the Café Deth, man.
Café Deth it is.
Okay.
Can you talk about Café Deth?
Can I?
Sure. Can you?
Well, let's see. Look.
Here?
So it is at 14.8% alcohol volume, imperial stout with coffee. So it has some coffee and within and whatnot. I think we had this when we were there our first time.
True.
I don't know how long the barrels are aged with this one, but I believe it's like a year or whatever.
These are not the barley wine ones. I don't.
This is not those.
So this will give you
I'll tell you
buzz
right now.
and a rush.
So a stout, stouts are typically higher in alcohol volume.
Can we get one for Oscar?
Oscar is behind the camera. Let that man No, definitely. If you want to, you can taste one of the Deth by Plums if you want to.
I'll taste them.
You know what I'm saying? And this will be an honest opinion because you're not into beer at all.
No,
right?
I'm not a
this is
alcohol drinker.
Got you. Okay.
True.
So this is just for the love of the show then?
Yeah, this is for the show.
Okay, so he'll just do a sip. Okay,
wow.
Yeah.
We over here. Have you ever? You've had alcohol before, obviously.
Yes.
Is this something that like you're not in AA or nothing like
that? No. Okay.
Because then we about now we done got you back on the wagon.
I'm not in AA. Anything like that, it's a choice because honestly, I don't have a problem with people that drink alcohol.
Yeah.
But it's the when you abuse it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of it on both sides of my family.
Gotcha.
So I choose to stay away from it for the most part. But I got a lot of friends, family that handles it.
handles it well. Yeah.
Like they're supposed to.
Okay.
So I don't have a problem with people that drink. It's just the abuse behind
Right.
it.
Got you, man.
I feel you. I feel that energy, man.
But this is different. I've tasted beer before.
Yeah.
And my father actually he gonna be like, what? Yeah. When I was a kid, I kept asking for it.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Bro.
all right, here you go. And I drank it. And that was the last time I ever tasted beer with one of
that will mess you up.
I think that's one of the main reasons why black people in general don't do beer, because when we was a kid, our grandpops or pops might have gave us some Michelob or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your first introduction is like,
wow. some Michelob.
King Cobra or something. But anyway, yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I think he did it on purpose.
You know what I mean?
He knew. He was like, let me give him this. He's not going to ask ever again.
Yeah, exactly.
And it worked.
True that.
You know?
So this week on the show, we're talking about eyes wide, ears wider.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll be talking about Wale.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about
Kamal's
Wale.
favorite artist.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
We do have something to talk about right after the book, but
Right.
that kind of goes into the talking about books, so we'll just roll it out from there.
Okay.
But so what's this book?
Let's get right into
wide,
this. Yes.
Ears wide.
Eyes wide, ears wide. The baby.
So you still do music, right?
Yes. I still do my music.
Okay.
Last project I put out was called Heart of a Champion. It's on the site. You know, you can get that on the site along with the book.
So what made you want to write this book?
You know what, man? It's something that I've been doing since I've been wanting to do a poetry book since high school.
Yeah.
You know, I've been what I call a wordsmith, a word since high school. Poems was something that I always loved doing. I actually was writing poems before I started rapping.
True.
And I just kept putting it off. You know, like I went to college and I took English classes, writing classes in college, but I never really focused. I would start writing and then I'll stop, put it away, months go by, a year go by, then I'd be like, let me pull that notepad out, write it. And I really was trying to figure out my lane, and I procrastinated because I felt like what would make somebody want to read something that I wrote. You know what I'm saying? Like what gives me that stamp that say, yo, this is an author, yo, go read this book. You know? And then one thing that encouraged me, and I say this often, is my daughter. You know, she's an author, an emerging author. You know, she want to put out a book and everything like that. She's just turned 16. You know, and just seeing her and hearing her say, I want to do this book, one thing I felt like with this, I had to be able to show her that it's possible. You know, we had a conversation one time, and that was her thing. She was like, well, nobody's going to run and read a book from a kid. I told her, I said, you know, somebody's going to want to read your book more than they're going to want to read mine. You know, and you have the biggest lane than I do. But in order for her to see that anybody can do it, I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and do this and stop procrastinating. True. You know.
Okay.
We sometimes we get in our own way.
That's powerful.
Okay. And this is a collection of stories, poems, and whatnot. So is this like poems that you've written over time, or did you focus like and write these poems all for this, or was it, you know, is it a collection or? A
few of them are from over time. Okay. So you actually got some from high school that's in here, wow. And then a lot of them came while I work. You know, I work on the railroad. So at night is a lot of downtime. So that's where the night's air come from. You know,
wow, okay.
Because at night I'm literally sitting back looking out the window, and you see the stars, you see the city. You know, from window where I work, you can see all the way downtown. Right. You know, and it's just lit up. So you know, that's why a lot of them are from, you know, just the visual, just sitting there looking, and then you know how at nighttime it gives you that time to think, you know, decompress, calm down, your brain start moving, you know, you can hear, you can see things better, and that's where the eyes wide, ears wide come from, because sometimes we see things, but when we can hear on top of it, you know, it adds to it, it amplifies it, you know. At nighttime, it seems like everything gets quieter, so you can hear better. Your thoughts more, you know. Yeah, like you know, and they always say, you know, what they say, believe half of what you see, none of what you hear. Yeah. So you got your ears open even more because you got more stuff coming to you that you don't even you're trying to decipher, should I believe it, should I not believe it? You know, so it's definitely over time, and some most of it is from the time period of between 2012 to 2014.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so I've read up to maybe like page 30, 40 of the book, and one of my favorites right now is this focus joint. So I just want to read this here. says, focus, where's yours? Right now, what are your goals? What are you what are you doing to get there? Are you social networking? I heard a few rich people say that they didn't get rich by allowing social media, gossip magazines, and nightclubs to consume the majority of their day and free time. They said they got to where they are because they used free time as research. See, many of us were not raised in a home with extremely wealthy parents who laid out a blueprint to being rich. Many of us had parents who worked night and day to keep the lights on and had hot meals coming. By doing that, they didn't really have the time to pour into us all of what was necessary to be successful. So you're talking about like being focused, right? And the devices we have kind of taken away from that, right?
Yeah, think about it. When you grew up, where were your parents at? My mama, she was working.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She was working. She was trying to do school. So a lot of times I was home by myself. Yeah. I was 9, 10 years old at the crib. Right. Taking myself to school. She bought me a roll of tokens. It was like, here. You gotta, when you get up in the morning, call me. Let me know that you're leaving out the door. When you get home from school, call me. Let me know you're home. So it was like, those were the things that we were focused on as kids. Right. She didn't really have that blueprint that say, look, this is what you need to do, or here go $100,000. Go start
this
your
is
business.
What credit is, and
you know
whatever,
what I'm saying?
Right?
Yeah. She schooled me on some things, but it wasn't everything. Right. So now we got this tool in our hand, but we're using them for the wrong reasons. We on Instagram, we on Facebook, we on all these other sites, and we just want to keep up with what's going on. But we're not using it to actually research what it is that we want to do. Next thing you know, you're looking at this phone, 3 hours have passed. Easy. Facts. You know what I'm saying? You don't even recognize it.
I've definitely been like,
there's somebody call you and you like, what time is it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go in the bathroom, you come out 2 hours later.
Fact.
It was like,
I'm gonna tell you,
I was in there that long.
Fact.
One time, right? So I didn't know the iPhone kept up with how much time you use on your phone. I think at some point, it was saying that I was on my phone like 7 hours a day. Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I didn't even know, I wasn't even aware that that's how much time I was spending.
I'm happy they put that on there, too.
Bruh, so I've been trying to minimize it ever since. Like, okay, like get my hours down because what the heck am I doing?
Exactly, And we say we want to be entrepreneurs, we want to have this business, we want to do this, but it's like, what are you doing daily?
Right, try to get there.
What is, are you even putting an hour into your dreams and your goals? And that's something that I had to focus on. And somebody asked me, was like, dude, you saying you want to do this, okay, you should be working every day towards that. How much time are you putting in? Are you putting more time into that or more time into your free time? And that's that's what focus came from. It's like, we got to shift. We got to focus. And even when writing a book, my focus wasn't in writing it, because I had self-doubts. And that's one thing, when we have self-doubts, we look to put that energy somewhere else. Because we don't want to focus on ourselves. So we want to focus on everything else.
Yeah. Okay. Last question within this here. What's next?
What's next? I'm working on the tour. I'm working on the Eyes Wide, Ears Wide tour. Looking into getting into different schools. Everything from grammar, junior high, high school, college. I'm looking at doing those because those youngins need to understand that anything is possible. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's not about what you see on social media and the likes and the post and all that. It's about, what is your drive? What do you want? You can obtain anything that you want to obtain. And that's what I want to be able to articulate to them so that they can understand that they can do what they got in their head. Aside from that, it's back to the music, man.
Back to the music.
I like it.
I'm
working on I'm gonna do a 30 challenge, man. 30-day challenge where every day I'm working on a song, recording it, completing it, and for the next 30 days, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Where can they get the book?
You can get the book on the website, the Arkutec. That's TheArkutec.com. And also on the website is visuals to go along with it. Okay. So you go on there, you can see the visuals that came from the poems. I got what I call Eyes Wide, Ears Wide Wednesdays. And I put out a visual on Wednesday. You can check it out. Also, I'm doing a poetry show Remember Deth Poetry Jam?
Yeah.
Doing a poetry show as well. So that'll be coming soon as well.
All right.
That's what's up, man. That's
cool, man.
Eyes wide, ears wider.
Yeah.
What's up?
Thoughts of the night air.
So, thoughts of the night air.
Yeah.
True that. Segueing into from this book, but what is there a book that inspired you to do this, or first of all, is there a book that inspired you to make this book? And then, what's one book? What's the question?
Well, what's if you got one book to give to a friend, right? You got only one. What would it be?
Okay.
Eyes wide, ears wide.
There you go. There you go.
Exactly.
As far as books that inspired it, there were absolutely no books that inspired it. Reason being, I didn't want to read any poetry books.
True.
Because I didn't want anybody to be like, oh, he got this from so-and-so. Or he got this from so-and-so. So it was hard for me to actually pick up a book to see, let me get some inspiration from it. I just wanted to really do it my way, True. I have poets, everybody from Langston Hughes to what is this? Anyway,
The newer guy?
No, it's an older person, but
WEB, no?
It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't get it out. But anyway, from back then up to now, every poet inspires me. It inspires me. I will say, after I completed the book, what I do now is I've been watching a lot of spoken word online. Jay Ivey is a person who I enjoy watching. You know what I'm saying? Harold Green is another person I enjoy watching. And then they all from the land, so shout out to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a couple other people that's out there. Geronimo Speaks. They just it's powerful. So I never been in a spoken word lane because it's a little bit intimidating to me. And the reason being, like, people like, yo, you a rapper though, I can spit I feel you. I can spit a acapella. I can rap.
People think they're the same, but they're not.
It's totally different, man. It's totally different.
I've been asked, can you do I'm not a spoken word artist. I know I rap. Trust me, I it's not this. You know what I'm saying?
It's different. I've seen amazing spoken word artists that have tried to dabble in rap. And it didn't.
It don't work.
And maybe vice versa.
And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I see what you're saying.
I see what you're saying.
But it's too bad. We should talk more about this for sure.
Yeah.
But that really segues into Wale. Really.
Yeah.
Because he tries to do spoken word often on every album.
Yeah.
On every album, he'll give you a little piece
bit of it.
of spoken word, you know what I'm saying? On some albums more than others, but what is a book that you would
man,
recommend?
like you said, we gonna recommend this.
I love it.
True.
We gonna recommend
Recommend
this.
mine, right?
Eyes wide, ears wide,
wider.
thoughts of the night's air. This is what I want everybody to get. And it's a short read.
Yeah.
It's broken up into different sections, so it's easy read as well. It won't feel like you're sitting there reading a novel, and where you get bored and anything like that. They're short reads, quick to read, and it was done like that on purpose as well. Our attention, man.
Yeah. Oh,
it's short,
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You going out more. What are you doing?
Get this. We can get this where?
You can get it online, any online outlet, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. You can get it there. You can get it on my website, the Arkutec.
What's the biggest return for you as far as financially? Getting it off of Amazon, getting it off from you?
Getting it from my website.
Okay.
If you go to the Arkutec.com, TheArkutec.com, and purchase it there, I get 100% of that.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah, as far as a book that I would recommend, my initial go-to is always The Alchemist.
God damn it!
But I know a lot of people would say The Alchemist.
That's mine. God dang it. That's mine.
As far as books that have inspired me, I'm inspired by Steve Jobs' story. You know what I'm saying? I read his book, and it was a long read. It's a hefty book,
right?
Like a dictionary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's very interesting as far as,
that journey, right?
That journey of just, he's not the brains behind it. He's the salesman. You know what I'm saying? He's not the brains behind this.
Yeah.
He is the salesman. But one thing that he talked about is, how on a computer where you can see things like overlapping one another. You know what I'm saying? Like icons that overlap wasn't a thing until he mentioned it. And he mentioned like icons overlapping and was like, yo, how can we make this happen? And then the developers started trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? Something as simple as that. Yeah. Just from
the idea.
Like he saw it somewhere and had the people around him to be able to create it. You know what I'm saying? From nothing.
Yeah.
Like I'm always inspired by people that, you know what I'm saying, created something from nothing.
Yeah.
This book was created that didn't exist.
Yeah.
From nothing.
Yeah.
And now it's here.
Right.
For everybody to share.
Yeah.
However big it is. You know what I'm saying? This was nothing.
Yeah.
It was no such thing as apps and all of that. It was just a phone. Just call. Now we could do everything on the phone.
Yeah.
Do everything from a phone. That's inspiring me.
I love it.
That's inspiring to me.
I love it.
But I'm intrigued by autobiographies. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Malcolm
just
X was
interested.
good. That'd be my second one that I would.
That's probably. I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. That might be my first because I read it first.
I'm going Alchemist, then Malcolm X.
You know what I'm saying? But Alchemist is interesting because what. Anytime anybody reads it, you know what I'm saying? The first time I read it, it felt like disjointed to me. You know what I'm saying? Until it gets to the end. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that which you need is already there.
Which you need,
it's already there.
It's already there.
It's within you there already. You just gotta.
That's the whole point of the whole book.
Yeah. Fire.
And that journey that he took.
It was necessary to.
It was necessary to learn that. He could not have learned that had he not taken the journey. You know what I'm saying? And that is life.
Exactly.
That is life.
That was my book. I was hoping nobody said it.
And that's why, I mean, you already know. We've had this conversation.
Probably, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's life. And I would recommend that to everybody.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying?
That and Malcolm X, man. And Ta-Nehisi Coates, Between Me and the World was pretty good as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Ta-Nehisi Coates.
I've done a couple
I forgot about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Oscar,
read. Oscar, what's going on? You trying to hat off camera? What's going on?
The book.
What book do you offer us, sir?
Makes you want to holler, Nathan McCall.
Makes me want to holler.
Nathan McCall. I put that in my Amazon queue. I got like $100 worth of books in Amazon that I haven't hit.
I need to get back. I need to get on books, man. I need to get back into the groove of that.
Yeah.
True.
Super Fudge, too.
Super Fudge? Oh, my God. You mean like the kid book?
Yes.
You're kidding me.
Our only music topic.
Wait, before we get to the music topic, let me.
Hey, man, I'm getting a little.
That's why I do one of these, man. That's it.
One of these is gonna be enough.
That's
revolution.
This is actually not bad.
It's a hasty beer, but it's just a very strong.
Can you taste the plums in it? Does it taste like plums?
I'm not even having that one. I'm having Café Deth.
So it's aged with plums, right? So that means that it was sitting in plums for however long the time of what amount of time.
There's definitely a fruity, plummy taste to it.
Right.
Okay. It's a sweet taste to it.
Okay.
It is.
If there was a beer to drink, I could drink this.
Wow.
Conversations over beer. We're creating. No, I'm just really not.
I know, right?
We're bringing people.
But Wale.
Yeah.
Your boy.
No, it's not. Don't do it.
Y'all boy.
No.
Wale.
I like him,
for
but
Lauren.
no. My boy is Kendrick.
Wow,
Wow, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
You go first, because I already know.
All right, so have you heard the album?
I heard the album.
Okay. So
I've heard it.
So the day Wale dropped, what else dropped that day?
I'm not really sure.
Not much dropped, but you know, we're not reviewing Gucci. We're not reviewing Cash Doll.
We know what Gucci is. You know,
Yeah. I got to listen to those, but you know, Wale. I've struggled with Wale. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I was a big fan of mixtape Wale before
I agree.
the first album.
The first two, yeah.
But he dropped the first album and he really kind of threw me off, to be honest, from what he was making before that album.
Yeah.
Before what he was making before the first album. So I hear the first album and I'm like, I don't know, bro. This is real single heavy. This is real commercial. This is just like not the base of what Wale does.
Yeah. Is that a knock to Wale though, or is that a knock to the record label?
Supposedly at that time it was the latter, but I mean,
supposedly it was the record label, but
Lupe's had a similar thing, right? With right.
And you
but
know,
but go ahead, yeah.
But yeah, so either way it go, it's the music he put out.
Yeah, because that would be just like Wiz. I would say the same thing with Wiz. Wiz had a similar experience as well. He did. But for somebody that is considered this lyrical rapper, you know what I'm saying? So for this album, for me, he's got some joints on there.
4 joints, you said.
Let's go through I'm a fan of. I like Sue Me.
Yeah, I think that was a dope opener.
I do. I like Love, which is number 6. Routine is a good song. Is a crew song with Meek and Rick Ross, but it's out of place to me.
I don't think it should be on the album.
It's out of place to me.
Everything else is very musical and instrumentation.
Yeah.
Live
it don't
joints
sound as like. Yeah. Let me just throw in my.
People do that. Go ahead. Yeah.
My Maybach music features.
That's what he did. Yeah.
I think that was what it was because he's not on Maybach anymore. So I think that was a show that he still got that Maybach connection.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And I think that was a show they still support. But then also to me, I think Wale killed him on that song. So I think that was another reason why he put that particular song on there. Was because he got off on it.
Maybe he did. I wouldn't know.
I would agree.
But look.
I would agree.
Here's the thing. Let me just be honest. Let me be fair. Let me be fair and just say I'm not a big fan of his rapping like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Wale like that.
I can understand why.
You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Well, I mean, the way he flows
sometimes
is.
Prefer to be a spoken word.
Yeah, well,
you could have been here, you know.
I know, right? But I mean, not so much spoken word. Yeah, Oscar just said, "Do I prefer him to be a spoken word?" I don't know if y'all can hear him, but I wouldn't say. I don't expect him to be a spoken word artist. He's a rapper, so from that vantage point, I don't really vibe with his rapping like that. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Also, I think he panders to women. I think his message is oftentimes about women lately, and sometimes
I wouldn't say lately, but yeah,
lately, but that gets confusing to me when, especially with songs like Routine. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the songs on this joint is about women.
Yeah,
most of it.
Yeah.
It's about his therapy. It's about, you know what I'm saying, being vulnerable and whatnot. But I think to me, all of that has to do with women. It feels like. I
think him and Drake are very similar.
What a difference. Maybe. But the difference is that Drake makes deliberately deliberately makes music directed at women, like R&B songs.
I would say
These
he does
are
too, man.
These are like rapping.
Lotus Flower Bomb, G.
I agree.
My wife, all women love Wale, G, for that reason. I think he's the other end of what Drake is, right? So Drake is this.
I gotta
Wale's
bow out of
that.
this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a big Wale fan. You know what I'm saying?
Wale's not.
Well, I'm just saying, like I gotta.
I feel you.
Bow out this conversation almost.
I think sometimes. Go ahead.
For me, this album is just all right to me.
Yeah.
For me, as my relationship with Wale, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
I think what Wale does is, how can I put it? I think when he's rapping,
No.
I don't know. To the clouds is how I see it. Is how I'm gonna phrase it, because he may start off making sense, but then he kind of get lost in himself when he's rapping. If that make any sense at all. Like y'all compared him to Drake, you know. So if you look at the spectrum, you say, okay, this is R&B hip hop. Is what they do. If you say R&B hip hop, you put Drake more so closer to the R&B side. You put Wale more closer to the hip hop side of that spectrum. And but at the same time, because he's so poetic, he speaks over a lot of people's heads when he's talking.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes it's jumbled. Sometimes
it's jumbled because he's trying to fit in so much.
So many words, yeah.
And to an average listener or somebody who's not a fan of him, you don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're just like, dude, what are you talking about? Yeah. You know, you get to that point after so many songs back to back. It's like, yo, what are you talking about? You know, it's like, man, just be clear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whereas with Drake, you know what Drake talking about. You know what I'm saying? His music is very spacey. He don't stack on top of each other. His lyrics is not rushed. You know, his songs actually breathe. You know,
that's interesting. I feel like this is a perspective from.
He's on point with that.
Yeah. No, I agree wholeheartedly.
Wale is trying to give you wordplay and poetry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wordplay and poetry over these joints. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be a lyricist because he wants to.
Yeah.
He is compared to the Coles and the Kendricks and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's a good point though. Yeah. It's album of the year right now for me, though. I'm joking. I'm joking. I do like the album, though. I like a good.
As far as R&B, this has been the R&B year.
I like Sue Me. I like Love and Loyalty. I think Love and Loyalty.
Love and Loyalty is a vibe.
I think Expectations is fire from a content standpoint. I don't even remember that song.
With Expectations, that's dope.
Yeah.
Dope. I think BGM is dope. I think Love with Bryson is fire.
Love is my joint.
Love Me Nina is fire to me. You know
I like that joint too. And we were talking about that in the car, me and Arthur. But like, Love Me Nina is he was saying that's the one that, you know, the lyrics caught his attention, and for me it caught my attention too because he was talking about his label situation, you know what I'm saying, and MMG and all of that, you know what I'm saying. How he's looked at in the media and how he's this.
I like the opening and honesty.
Guy.
The honesty on that within his album. It's a continuous thing. But go ahead.
I can appreciate his story.
Yeah.
But like you were saying before we started recording, his persona outside of the music affects how he's perceived.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You go into an album listening to
the
it
music.
As that. Yeah.
Like it definitely affects me because. Especially for somebody that's, I'm kind of on the fence with you anyway. You know what I'm saying? I was more into you before your first album. I have not listened to unless we doing a show, I have not listened to no full, you know what I'm saying? Like I listened to the Seinfeld joint for sure, because I'm a Seinfeld fan. You know what I'm saying? So I listened to the.
Which was not that good, Oscar. Go ahead though,
But I can't, to be honest, I'm not a big Wale fan, so I don't even remember that album like that. You know what I'm saying? But I know that Wale, I know what he does. I know that he's liked. by mainly women, and I know what his persona is like outside of the music, and it's very whack. Like the energy that he gives, gives too much negative energy. Yeah. Like,
see, that's my thing. I try to.
He gives a lot of negative energy to entities,
and then just listen to the music, which is hard to do.
But even listening to his music, I think this album is just okay. Like, aside from all of that, I think his album is just all right.
Yeah. I think it's his best since the last album I like, which was The Gifted. I like Wale over live instrumentation and like real music. I think he does best on those types of joints, which I think is happening like on Sue Me and the Black Bonnie joint. I think is good. You know
Black Bonnie.
I like the Debbie joint too. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a good album, but
half the corny niggas in the world can't dance.
You know what I'm saying? With the tough energy at the beginning.
It's so hard to fall in love, I know. You need a man that can play his part.
Oh, yeah. I like this song.
You like this album? You like it, fam. Every song I didn't mention, you'd have been like, oh, I like this. There's like 6 songs I mentioned.
Do I like this album? Do I?
My only thing with Wale is you get 2 of them. And that's, you get the song like that makes you feel like you're on vacation on the beach or a club or something.
Right.
And then you get the ballad Wale.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, what I think happens a lot of times with artists like him is that they chase certain songs, like you chase the crew joint, right? So I don't think that routine fits. The Jeremiah joint is okay, but he went back to he's had like 5, maybe like 4 songs with Jeremiah because that's the single, right? I got to get the single. Like, forget that. Just make your music.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think a good amount of the album is good songs, you know what I'm saying, as far as not chasing a certain sound. So that's my take on it.
Whenever you see Jeremiah, you see somebody chasing a single.
Damn!
They only use it for singles.
With an old sample, right? It's an old sample, right? What's the sample on Chill? What's that?
It's all because of
no!
Tony,
we don't need it. We don't need it.
Yeah.
Get it off the album.
But that's what he led with. Like, that's what I'm saying. He released Black Girl Magic last year almost. Wasn't it last year? It was 2018.
I was surprised that it was on the album, honestly.
Black Bonnie, I didn't realize, was on the It's Complicated, which is 2018. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Caspi. I don't know.
Like,
get that whole
he just
thing.
put together some songs. Like, yo, let me put these songs on an album and give them to the people. I don't know.
If we at him, he's going to respond. That's the problem, too. He's going to respond.
I like 50 in the Safe, though.
Fam, that's
like
7, though. Go ahead, keep going.
That's half the album already. We're halfway through.
We winning over here, all right?
I like half the album. I just became a Wale fan.
Oh, my God. Let's cut this off and eat, man. Eyes wide, ears wider, the thoughts in the night air. Arkutec here.
Let it run.
We got to shout out Game Time, too.
Shout out to Game Time.
Oh, man, we at Game Time.
Yeah.
We didn't do that yet?
No,
we tripping. Wait, I had queued that up. Excuse me for 1 second.
We at Game Time.
Yes, Game Time Sports Bar and Grill. This joint is, how you say it? Do you say 199th? 19950 South Torrance Avenue, Linwood, Illinois. They got TVs everywhere in the background. You know what I'm saying? They got food, they got liquor, whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the south suburbs, come through, check them out.
Yeah, family-owned joint, man.
Yeah.
Real nice. Real nice.
Vibes, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wale.
The Arkutec. Game Time
Arkutec.
Yeah, Arkutec. There you go.
Man,
BEERZ
Revolution
BARZ.
Brewing.
Revolution Brewing, too. We'll see y'all next time, man. Peace.
Peace.